Hey there, this is Mr. Icarus, and welcome to the Icarus Report. I haven't done one of these in a while, and that's largely because nothing's really inspired me of late when it comes to video game news. Nothing's really fired me up and got me in the mood to actually make a video talking about it until now, because this piece of news brought a little bit of a smile to my face and inspired a little bit of Schadenfreude in me. And if you have no idea what that word I just used was, it's a German phrase that means you get enjoyment from other people's misfortune, and the misfortune in this case is directed solely at the creators of No Man's Sky, because the UK Advertising Standards Authority has launched an investigation into them to determine whether they have been using misleading adverts after many complaints being sent into them. And I can probably do their job for them. Yes, they did mislead a lot of people. All you have to do is go back and look at those early E3 trailers, a lot of those presentations that Sean Murray did at various other expos, just to see clear as day that a lot of those features did not make it into the final game. In fact, the final game doesn't even look anywhere near as nice as half of those trailers. Now, they could have got around that by having a little line at the bottom that they used to in older trailers. I remember saying, you know, this is not representative of the final product or actual gameplay. They could have got away with anything if they had that at the bottom of the screen, but no. They presented this as if it was gonna be the real deal. And they really shot themselves in the foot. I can only imagine the thought process at Hello Games before release, thinking, you know, guys, a lot of this stuff that we talked about, a lot of this stuff that we showed off just isn't really gonna work. Do you reckon people are gonna be annoyed? Do you reckon there's gonna be any sort of backlash? Nah. People are idiots. They'll buy any old shite these days. But a full-price game, crikey, it got released as a full-price game as opposed to, it should have been priced as an indie. But the hype train just kept rolling, that snowball just kept building and getting bigger and bigger and bigger until it finally hit the bottom and was dashed on the rocks of public opinion. Man, that was a labored metaphor, but you see what I'm getting at. They done goofed. And now the Advertising Standards Authority in the UK is getting involved. Now, to kind of curb anyone's further enjoyment of Hello Games' misfortune, the ASA is very limited in what it can actually do here. Basically, if they do determine that the advertising is misleading, they can impose sanctions, such as asking internet search websites to remove the ads, asking people running the misleading trailers in the first place to just take them down. And that would be very helpful, because as far as I can tell, some of those trailers are still running on the Steam store page. And it's about time, to be honest. It's about time that someone actually looked into this in some sort of official capacity, because there's an issue of consumer rights here. We need to know what we're buying. If we're misled about the product that we're getting our hands on, we've got every right to stir shit, to create a storm of malcontent, because you shouldn't be able to get away with that. People are parting with their hard-earned money to play a game with a very particular promise, and you want it to live up to at least a minimum standard. There's something to be said for overhyping things, but you know, at the end of the day, people can acknowledge that sometimes things are a little overhyped, and they need to, you know, dial down their expectations a little bit. But this went so far below expectations with what everyone got that it's going to be one of those things that people reference for all time. It's kind of like the new Molyneux, the new Peter Molyneux thing. Oh, they'll promise the world, they'll promise the universe, in fact, but don't believe their lies. Don't believe their lies. Mr. Sean Murray, whatever rock you're hiding under, I hope you can, you know, come out and acknowledge that mistakes were made at some point. But until then, we can at least warm ourselves on the Schadenfreude generated from this Advertising Standards Authority investigation. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it for me this week when it comes to significant video game news stories. Ideally, I would have liked to have also talked about Digital Homicide and all the madness that's currently going on with them attempting to sue Valve, of all things, but I feel like that particular ship has sailed, and to be perfectly honest, if you want a really nice breakdown of that particular news story, head over to Pixel Burn by a wonderful YouTuber by the name of Bitscreed. Link should be in the description and on screen there if you want to know more. Head on over. Really awesome content. It deserves your views, and hopefully you've enjoyed watching this video. Feel free to let me know what you thought in the comments below. And yeah, this has been Mr. Icarus. Thank you very much for watching. Icarus out.